Hi, recovery mom. And I have a question on this cloudy, crappy day. Somebody's next to me. I don't even care. And the question says, what do you do if you still have a lot of mental hunger, even though you're at your set point? Okay. First. I would guess what, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else, tires are still in the car. Yep, loose tires are still in my car. I think they're going to be there quite a while. So if a bunch of people need a ride, they are shit out of luck for me. Anyway, what do you do if you still have a lot of mental hunger, even if you're at your set point? First, are you sure you're at your set point? Because if you're truly at your set point, and you've maintained long enough. So I will say that. So when I got to my set point, I still had a lot of mental hunger. I still had a lot of physical hunger. I still had a lot of extreme hunger. Then I had to maintain at my set point for a while, because it's that maintaining at your set point long term that really turns that brain chemistry back off, that really gets your hormones regulated the right way again, okay? So you do have to maintain for a while. So if you've just been at your set point, and I don't know who's telling you you're at your set point or if you've just decided what your set point is, but if you're really at your set point, then you need to maintain there for quite a while before that will really all calm down and that your brain will trust you again. Now let's talk about your set point, because here's the real thing that's going on here. You might not be at your true set point. So for me, I thought I hit my set point so many times, it's ridiculous. Like, I thought I was at my set point like at least probably 6-7 times. I would say, I was like, oh yeah, this is my set point, this is it. And then I would even like stay there for a little bit. Then it would creep up a little more. Then I'd have to have this whole mental thing of like, am I okay with my set point going up a little bit, or am I like gonna fight this? And it's like, well, I either have an eating disorder or I have to go with my set point. So I just kept going up. And my set point ended up being many pounds more than I thought it was. And that's okay, because now I don't have mental hunger. I don't have extreme hunger, right? I eat, I move on, I eat, I move on. So I really want you to think, maybe your set point is a little higher than you thought. Maybe you're having little restrictions. What happens to a lot of people is that they get to a set point and they think they're at their set point. So they start having these minor restrictions, right? They're like, ooh, I don't really feel like 2 eggs today. I just feel like 1, when really you should be eating the 2 eggs, right? Maybe you're having a grilled chicken sandwich instead of an actual burger with cheese. Think about all the little ways you could still be having micro restrictions. Hi, recovery mom, and I have such a good question. Say hi to loose tires in the back. They've been in there about a week now. I was thinking of making having a little bet going on seeing how long they'll be in here. We'll see. Anyhow, how do you deal with the shame and being embarrassed when you eat a lot? This is such a good question, because when we go through extreme eating, and even now, okay, my husband is a 6 foot, 200 pound man, right? He is a big Mexican guy, really big, really strong. He like always did physical work for a living, right? So you would think he would eat a lot, but here's the thing. I eat more than him. And in my recovery, that was really a struggle for me. It was really hard for me. He eats like clockwork, and he eats a certain amount. And I would feel shame, and I would be embarrassed, and I would be uncomfortable. I didn't want to eat when he wasn't eating because it just felt wrong. Like, why would I need to eat when he's not eating? Why do I need to eat again? He doesn't need to eat again. And he's a bit like, so just played with my head. But here's the thing. Your body is different than everyone else's body. First of all, your body has anorexia and is recovering from anorexia. And even when you're recovered, you have anorexia in your body. You have that. It changes things. Because you have anorexia, you have to eat all the time. You can't be skipping meals. You have to start at breakfast. You will probably end up eating more than other people. I don't know if that's common with people with anorexia, but I eat more than other people. I eat more than my husband. I eat more than my kids. I just do. So at some point, you just have to realize you are not that person. You don't get to be that person. Even if you want to be that person, you get to be you. And if you don't want an eating disorder, you have to eat how much you have to eat to keep that eating disorder gone, to get rid of it, right? That means giving into extreme hunger and eating all the food. That means that my husband would eat breakfast, then he wouldn't eat again until like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It would just be a few crackers or like a slice of bread and some meat. I had to eat in the morning, and then 2.5 hours after that, my alarm would go off and I'd have to eat again. And it felt wrong and it felt bad, but I had to do it. 2.5 hours after that, I have to eat again. Now that I'm recovered, I just laugh. I'm allowed to eat more than you. What the fuck? I can eat whatever the fuck I want. And you can eat whatever the fuck you want. There are no rules for you, except for you have to eat enough. Hi, I love this question. You guys are having great questions today. And also, I just want to say that I have gotten so behind in answering questions that I jumped ahead to the beginning of April. So if you ask me a question prior to April, you might need to ask it again because I am kind of, so behind that I jumped ahead. Anywho, is it normal that you have extreme hunger, but also no days with hunger? So I can have 2 days of extreme hunger and then it stops. Not because I'm not eating on purpose, but because I just don't have hunger signals. So absolutely, this is so normal. So when you have an eating disorder, your hormones and neurotransmitters are turned in such a way that you do not feel hungry like other people do, right? You feel full really quickly when you eat. That's because biological things have happened to make you feel that way. You kind of stay away from certain foods, and then over time, you lose your hunger signals just because you're not using them and because you haven't been responding to them. And so your body is just like, we cannot waste energy sending out hunger signals if you're not even going to listen anyway, right? So then you start recovering, you start turning those hormones back in the right direction, and extreme hunger comes along. But here's what happens. We're humans. We are not, mechanical beings. We have flesh, we have bones, we have neurotransmitters, we have hormones, we have all these things happening. And so it's not like a switch. Your hormones don't just go, oh, okay, we're being fed again. We're going to flip back in the right way. It takes a while, right? And while your hormones and neurotransmitters and your brain chemistry is re-regulating again, you're going to go through a time of fluctuation where it's going to be like super, super hungry. And not everybody does. Some people, like I went through extreme hunger solidly for a long time. Then I lost my hunger signals solidly for a while. Some people do that. Some people's hormones come back like a roller coaster, and like you're super hungry, extreme hunger for a few days, and then boom, you have no hunger for a few days. You're like, why am I not hungry? This is ridiculous. I was just starving. Now, and it's super, super hard for you, I know, because you've got to go between making sure to give into your extreme hunger and eating everything you want, and then boom, no hunger hits and you have to fall back on mechanical eating. And it's tough, but that's what you have to do. This is a normal thing that happens. Your body is not a robot. It's going to go extreme hunger, no hunger, extreme hunger, no hunger. If you keep feeding it, give in to all your extreme hunger, and mechanically eat on any days that you don't have hunger, your hunger signals will come back for you. They will, I promise. But it takes time, and you do have to respond. You have to respond to your hunger, and you have to mechanically eat when you don't have it.
You still need me to read it?
Yes. Hi, it's Recovery Mom.
Deva.
And Belly.
She is so cute.
She is so cute. And I actually was going to be done answering questions for the day, but then I saw this one and I wanted to jump on and answer it because it means a lot. Okay.
It says, hyping myself up, I guess, said, okay, throughout my eating, my weight never changed much at all. It's basically the same now and has been for as long as I can remember, but I still get mental hunger all the time, and I don't know why my body's wanting so much food if I don't need to gain weight.
Okay, so here's the thing. I would really encourage you, and this was a few weeks ago, so maybe things have changed. Let me know. Actually, I think it's a month ago. I'm going to have to jump ahead of my questions. Tell me if some things have changed. But what I would really like to challenge you to look at is, are you sure you are at your body's set point weight? Okay? Because if your brain is prioritizing food thoughts, which is what mental hunger is, right? Your brain is prioritizing food thoughts over other thoughts. That's a sign of an anorexic or starving brain. So that's a sign that your brain needs more food, that your body needs more food. And if your body, at the weight it's at now, is asking for more food, then you need to give it more food. If you give it more food and it should gain a little more weight, you weren't at your set point. So I would really encourage you, many of us think like if you're the same weight that you've been for the last 10 years, most people gain weight over time. Most people do not stay the same weight for 10 years. They gain weight as they age. That's something people do. So if you're the same weight that you've been for a long time, I would also wonder, are you having some hidden restrictions in there? And mental hunger is a sure sign that you're having some hidden restrictions in there, or you're working out a little too much, or you're moving your body a little too much. Are you not having a burger? Are you having a chicken sandwich when you really want a burger? Are you like skipping the bun now and then? Like, are there little things that you're doing to suppress your weight? Maybe you're just looking at it as healthy changes, right? But when we have an eating disorder, sometimes those healthy changes are the most unhealthy things that we can do for ourselves, because they're a way that our brain tricks us into having those little micro restrictions, right? And so I would really hope that you could like take a step back and think, if you're having mental hunger, I would really be curious to know if you're at your set point. And maybe you are at your set point and you just need to eat a lot more food, gain some overshoot, and then come back down. But either way, the answer is going to be responding to the mental hunger and making sure to eat every time you think about it. That's the only way to make it go away. So I hope that helps, and let me know how you're doing now, because it has been a few weeks.